Hello from Ontario, California. It's Tanya Scurry. It's sunny and fortunately incredibly quiet. It's spring break. I'm sure that's probably the case all over the country at this point. How's everyone doing out there on Saturday? I know that's a loaded question, especially with what's going on in the country right now. You know, it's been probably about 2 weeks since my last video. That wasn't planned. It's because of time constraints. It's been a rough week over here for a lot of reasons. And that actually led me to the topic that just popped into my head today. Like I said, I didn't plan to make a video at all. But before I get started, I wanted to say that generally I'm a fairly calm, even-tempered person. But there are a few things that irritate me. One is when I sense that things are unfair. And don't take me wrong, I understand the human condition. I realize that such is life, but it's still difficult to accept. I'm a human being as well, first, before a psychiatrist. And the best thing that I can do is urge all of you out there to try to manage the frustration that many of you may be going through right now. I don't watch the news. I get most of my information from the internet, but when the news does trickle in, local news especially, it's troubling to say the least. Trying to navigate the anger, the sad feelings, the feelings of resentment, all different types of adjectives that might be going on for people at this point, is difficult. I see it in my practice. I feel it. I try to help folks the best I can dealing with it, but it's hard. It's hard, no doubt. The biggest thing to try to deal with is that the knowledge that many things are just outside of our control. I'm not going to get all religious here, but I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Serenity Prayer. Unfortunately, that's true in a lot of respects. We have to accept the things that we cannot change or control. And that's a hard truth, but the alternative is that we get all jacked up. Medical term, by the way. Look it up. Jacked up. Every day we'll just be lit up. And that's just not good for our mental or physical health. Period. So to that end, I continue to self-reflect on my level of frustration tolerance related to the concept of unfairness that I observe and I experience. So that's one thing that irritates me. The second thing has been something that's been occurring more often lately. And that's interacting with those who are in denial. It's really been tweaking me. I'm trying to work on that. Again, I understand what denial is. I know where it comes from. I know its purpose. But what's incredibly sad to me is that the folks that are in denial that I'm around seem like they're becoming increasingly blinded. They've got their standard denial, and then I think there's a denial squared. And what I've been observing is that it's threatening their livelihood, their very existence. It's keeping them so stuck, they don't even know they're stuck. Because they're in denial. And it's not just they're putting themselves in a pickle, but they're placing other people in jeopardy too. Their family, their friends, their colleagues. And it's not lost on me that it's hard to step out of denial into reality. Reality is a cold, hard place. Unforgiving. To the point that we're seeing an increase in drug use. Heroin is making a comeback. Oh, joy. That's awesome. And just other things that people are engaging in because they cannot take the fact that life is so messed up. And you cannot go through life sober. It's absolutely impossible. I guess. And it all makes sense to me. I'm an addiction psychiatrist. I've been an addiction psychiatrist for over a decade. I get it. I'll go one further. When I'm stressed and the realities of life are too hard to take, I eat. I'm an emotional eater. I've been that way for most of my life because it's the only thing that I can control. Because as I said, I can't control other people. I can't control the situation. But what can I control? But understand me, it's the insight into what we're doing and why that sets you on a path to fixing it. So a friend of mine said to me the other day, as I was griping about this topic, she said, you have to face it to fix it. Drop the mic right there in front of me. You have to face it to fix it. And I realize how simplistic that sounds. If it were that simple, I'd be running a flower shop right now. Ouch. Keep in mind that if you're watching this video right now, it's not recommended that you rush out and try to pull your 80-year-old aunt off the denial bus. Please don't do that. And don't say Scurry said, really, because I'll deny that. Realize that denial is a safe haven for a lot of people. It's a cocoon. It's like Linus and his blankie. So it's necessary to gingerly help a person navigate his or her way out of the quagmire. Just don't go yanking people into the bright light. No bueno. But ultimately, in my opinion, a person's very survival depends on gaining insight into the whys and hows. Because that's how you steer yourself back onto the road of mental stability. Keeping in mind there are people who, until their dying day, never come out of denial. It is what it is. I don't have all the answers. Don't profess that I do. I'm just living, breathing myself, and I know that life can be challenging. It starts with the first step. It has to. As usual, if you have any questions, comments, put them down below. You can email me. I'd appreciate it if you would like and share the video. If you think it was helpful to you, or if you think it would be of help to anybody else. Thanks so much, guys. Take care of yourselves.